busy. Leave me be.
Hey, what's cooking?
Welcome back, Kurt.
Welcome back. Yeah, what's up?
Hi there.
If you have something important
Howdy.
to say, make it quick.
Hello again.
Yeah?
What? We were once a part of the new California Republic, until they betrayed us. Blackthorn led us to Camp New Phoenix and promised that one day we would return to California and right Kimball's wrongs. And as my name implies, I'm a communications officer. I also work with Johan and Wei to help repair the airport's technology. Most people you talk to will write him off due to his attitude. While it's true he can be abrasive, his frankly impressive intellect more than makes up for it. We wouldn't have half the equipment we do now if it wasn't for him. Johan Reynolds is a dedicated soldier and a fine mechanic. Not as good as me, obviously, but he's at least better at repairing weapons. Some here find his opinions controversial, but I find myself agreeing with him more often than not. It's more accurate to say that I rebuilt it. The base of the module was there when we found it, but most of the vital components were missing. It took close to a year to get it online. Of course, your old Pip just put in an order for. I've had some trouble sleeping lately. I think it's starting to affect my mood. I'm good to work though. The doctor's made that clear. That's pride. You'd be right. The doctors say I have a minor case of PTSD, and that's on top of. They've been doing the best they can to help me, but it hasn't been enough.
Hiya.
Can't you see I'm working?
Courier, I'm hoping you were... Excellent, and just in time. I've just finished assembling the team that will be assisting you on your mission to Archimedes 2. Each of these operatives has been handpicked for their special skills and experience. I can give you a quick briefing on each of them so you know how to best utilize their abilities. You're also ready to begin the mission whenever you are, Courier. Just be sure you're absolutely prepared. We don't know what will be encountered up there, and it may be some time before you can return. If you have any preparations that need to be done, do them now. Very well. Knows how to hold it together and always puts his mind ready for himself. He'll be helping you in the mission. Badger, marksman, skilled soldier but cocky. He's always willing to do what's necessary and should prove to be a reliable soldier. Mustang, seasoned warrior. Fought in the NCR BOS war for much longer than anyone in the frontier. He should be able to provide the support needed when in a tight situation. Rogue, computer expert and hacker. She may be able to decrypt the Enclave's technology and give you an advantage over them by turning their weapons against them. Tuner, comms expert. Not too experienced in combat, but may be necessary to establish a communications network on the station to allow in reinforcements. Siren, field medic. She'll be able to attend to the injuries of any soldiers while on the mission. She was able to help patch you up, Courier, so I know she'll be a reliable asset. Freak Show, Ghoul. His ghoulification should make him very resistant to radiation. The space station is likely nuclear powered, so you may find yourself in a situation that only a ghoul can survive in. Watchman and Caboose are both engineers and will be necessary to analyzing the Enclave's hardware. The Enclave will have superior weapons to us, and we'll need to quickly learn how to take advantage of their technology. And finally, we have our pilots, Tiger and Roach. The Verta shuttles are similar enough to the vertibirds that piloting them won't be too much of a challenge. You'll be relying on them to get you to the space station safely and back. A well-rounded and strategic team. You should have no problem relying on them to get the job done.
You should join us for a prayer and a bowl of hostility.
Dear Lord, thank you for another day, and thank you for those gathered at this table. That thy blessings continue to bring us courage, prosperity, and strength. Welcome, stranger, to the tower, and more importantly, to our round table. As its name suggests, it has no head, for all who sit here have equal voice. For I view all men equal under the Lord, and that a man is most honest among his peers. With that said, I'm Domino Weaver, leader of the Crusaders. You are familiar with Castellan Clements already. So, ladies, if you would be so kind as to introduce yourselves.
I'm Charlene Young, Seneschal and head of the Sophers. The root word is Sophia, Greek for knowledge. One could say we're akin to doctors or scholars. We research into all known biomedical sciences, including genetics and old-world pharmaceuticals. Perhaps most paramount is that we're all female.
Here we go.
Brigham Young taught that women should stand behind the counter, study law or medicine for the benefit of society. I am paraphrasing, of course.
Put some extra salt in that crock of shit before you try to serve it, Charlene. It might go down a little easier.
Must you really, Molly? Have you no respect for the sanctity of this table or our ways? I apologize.
Equal voice, remember, Charlene? I really wish you would stop trying to force your bullshit codes on the younger girls and tout it like it's gospel.
As a matter of fact, Molly, it might be regarded as gospel.
You really believe that stupid shit? Jesus. Elijah must have fucked with your brains more than I thought.
How dare you?
Enough!
I apologize for our sudden derailment. We will address this later, both of you. Now then, this is Molly, our chief mechanic and technician. Now, if you will, please tell us how you came into possession of such a rare artifact. So this relic managed to survive the apocalypse in a public library? If anything attests to it being a sacred text, that sure does. May I have it? Thank you. You have no idea how precious this is to us, to our cause. Another torch with which to bring the world out of the darkness. Now then, because of your deed, I grant you full access to the tower and membership in our order. Before the ceremony, do you have any questions? This is true. I was there on that godforsaken day. Wraiths of the battle still haunt me. Cannons. Death screams. The stink of death. All of it. I nearly died there, entombed in broken power armor. Rivulets of my blood ran from the joints onto the parched earth. My pride was as broken as my body. But death did not come. As the crows circled above and the sun threatened, I managed to get free and crawl on my belly to a safe patch of grass. Tended my wounds, watching the NCR rejoice. I should have died given the amount of blood loss, but it seems God had other plans. I found a duffel bag under a Joshua tree, containing medical supplies and some clean water. I hid there the whole day convalescing. At dusk, I jammed a Med-X in my leg and tossed my holotags in with a pile of others. I was too ashamed to return to the Brotherhood, so I left the Mojave for a new beginning elsewhere. Eventually, I bought a set of T-45 from a merchant. Didn't seem right for him to have it. And found New Canaan. It was there I was chosen by heaven. Crowned by God to become his judge. The protector of his people on Earth. You could say I've become a paladin now in the truest sense. I do. Looks are deceiving. The NCR is a poorly trained ragtag lot whose only true strength is number. Besides, I have God on my side. He blesses us. On our journey to the frontier, we came across an untouched military armory in Idaho. It had been stocked with prototype equipment, water, and MREs. All of our current equipment is from there. Chance? Luck? No. The provisions were given as a sign from the Lord. He wants us to save his creation. I saw him order the execution of his wounded men. What kind of man does that? The Lord says, "Vengeance is mine, I shall repay." I'm his sword, swift and dauntless. Blackthorn will answer for his crimes against humanity. His crimes against the Brotherhood, against those innocent fallen soldiers. For what purpose? To become a relic hunter? To worship idols of the old world? They believe they're the only ones with a right to it. How misguided. We are all God's children, and thus our duty is to provide basic human rights to everyone. A right to freedom, a right to life, a right to serenity. My mission now is to restore those rights, to rebuild the grand old world cities. It can be done. Shady Sands, New Canaan, it just requires the will. Very well, we will... Praise be to the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war, my fingers for battle. By his name do I ask of you this solemn vow. To strive for justice, to banish all evil from our land, and to vanquish all tyranny attempting to ensnare our world. This is my cause. What say you? Very well. By the powers vested in me by the Lord, I grant you the station of man-at-arms and entrance into our sacred order. Accept these gifts. As promised, you now have full access to the tower. The pass card will disable the force fields so you may come and go as you please. As a new member, I present you with these garments and a sidearm. Your food rations can be collected from the trunk in the R&D floor cafeteria. My last request is that, as a member of our order, you help the others around here in their time of need. With that said, this meeting is over.
Good to see you again. That's rather forward, but a bit flattering if I may say so. Before, I was a Brotherhood Knight, and left after the falling out at Helios 1. Elijah wasn't the only one to walk away bitter, but I digress. As of late, I'm a bit nearsighted. Too many years of laser rifles damaged my eyes. I prefer a sword now, but don't think that makes me ineffective in combat. If I get within 20 feet, it's all over and I can close the gap quick. As for my eyes, the Seneschal wants to operate. But let's just say I'd rather not risk it. She may be quite the gifted doctor. But optical surgery takes a special finesse, something scribes aren't trained for. Well, I suppose now you know we were both Brotherhood of Steel. We're not cousins or anything. The Brotherhood isn't as homogenous as you might believe. Each bunker has its own subculture, different families, and quirks. My bunker emphasized athletics and PT, so naturally I'm quite gifted in such matters. But enough about me. Do you have any further questions? I've played quite a few pre-war sports, but my favorite is called rugby. Basically, you take a ball and try to smash through the other team. A true test of endurance and might. Black eyes, bruises, and blood. Damn, what a game. Here's an eye. This meathead has survived untold horrors of the wasteland. Good to see you again.
Hello again. This advanced medical research lab was abandoned prior to the war. Odd enough for a robotics company to be involved in such an undertaking. But this is only a soup con of the strangeness. It seems that someone tried to ransack the place, but settled for smashing all the terminals and burned them, along with all the research logs in the central room. Someone didn't want whatever was going on up here to be noticed or discovered. Perhaps a revelation they felt impeded upon the works of God. Perhaps something as terrible as learning to split the atom. My mind churns with the possibilities. For the more my Sofers investigate, the more secrets this seemingly innocuous building harbors. We're attempting to piece together the purpose of research done here, but all that's left is evidence of cryogenic experiments on canines, some of which are still frozen in stasis pods. Feel free to look around, but do be careful in the main laboratory. A power surge caused the robotic dissection suites to reactivate, and we currently can't find the means to shut them down. I wasn't always this dour. Once I was a brilliant, vivacious young scribe. Not as fervid as Molly, mind you. Father Elijah changed all that. After the Battle of Helios 1, I was wounded by a rad scorpion as we fled towards our new bunker. I began to bleed out, but then Elijah found me. I'd always looked upon him like a grandfather. He seemed particularly taken with me and another girl, Veronica. He stopped the venom and my bleeding. As he carried me away, I believed the darkest moment in my life had passed. How naive I was then. While he repaired my body, Elijah had other designs for my brain. Specifically for my pineal gland. The dark truth of his fondness revealed itself. Apparently, he'd taken a fondness to me because of my gift, and wanted to enhance it cybernetically. The surgery was horrific without anesthesia. I don't know how many days had passed, only that it was several surgeries later. He grew frustrated with the process and stitched me up mid-operation. He raved about not having the proper tech, but that he knew where to find it. Elijah abandoned me. I woke in a shack on the outskirts of Freeside. I never heard from him again. The last round of surgery damaged me. My amygdala, specifically. In short, I have trouble processing emotions, particularly happiness and and Inger. I've worked with the Domina and Clements to restore them, but it's like trying to regrow an arm. You eventually learn to adapt. Perhaps one day God will answer that prayer. As a teen, I discovered I could, know things via nasty shocks of electricity. I owe my impulsivity to fix an old terminal for the revelation. Tasha believes the ability is a gift from God, something about biblical prophets having similar powers. Me? I have a more mundane explanation. Pretty sure, being a scribe, my mother was exposed to some FEV residue, or heavy radiation, from old pieces of tech, before she knew she was pregnant. A lot of babies in my bunker had birth defects around the time I was born. So, put 2 and 2 together. It's more like visions of what another person around me is feeling. It works both ways. With enough concentration, I can make another feel a certain way. You can imagine why Elijah wanted to save me. What a mass-scale weaponized version of my power would do to the NCR morale. Nightmarish indeed. Elliot? Thank you. But... don't you understand? I am done with the Brotherhood. It's a painful past to stalk my nightmares. Nothing more. Look at that. You've pried apart a long-stitched wound so fiercely that you've overcome Elijah's maiming. Just tell Elian I'm dead. That it was just a fling. Just anything to close that chapter of his life and my own. Take this. He'll know that it's mine. Fine. Let's do this. I will.
It's a pleasure to see you again. God has spoken, and And this is the verdict. The light has come into the world, but men loved darkness rather than the light, as their deeds were evil. The sins of the old world have left a stain that has infected the hearts of men, shackled them with darkness, turned the United States into Babylon. The Legion are the living embodiment of that stain. Yet even in darkness there is light, a spark to cleanse the world of the sins of the past. I am that light. The light that shall burn away the demons of this world, shall thrust back into hell the wicked, the deranged, the abominations. I will ensure they are so utterly erased from the world, from history, that not even in the darkest corner of hell is the name of Caesar whispered. Circle of Steel, here. I'd say they're hunting the NCR moles that infiltrated the Brotherhood during the war. Finally, some justice in this world. It's a pleasure to see you again. A warrior's life changes a woman. I've spent years sleeping on floors or in the dirt. At this point, sleeping on a bed would feel unnatural to me.
Hey, newbie, what can I do for you? Ha! If that half-ass interpretation of Brigham Young wasn't enough of a clue, I'd call it the Brotherhood exegesis of Mormonism. Just a shallow imitation, getting more injections from the Codex with each passing year. If you want to meet real Mormons, you'll need to hike to Utah. That's goddamn Charlene for you. She takes this shit way too seriously. Equal means equal, or am I fucking stupid? Women don't need special jobs. Being a woman doesn't define me. Being the best fucking mechanic in the Waste does. It might be a sin, but say the devil walked through those doors. If he challenged me to a fixing duel, he'd walk away crying, rather than a smacked ass for being dumb enough to fuck with old Molly in her workshop. That's me, Molly Callaghan, Chief Engineer and Technology Wizard. I oversee the repair of our power armor and other gear, along with inventing new tech. Now this goddamn Robco joint is a goldmine of technology. I would have killed to work here if I was an old worlder. This is my Library of Alexandra. I don't.
spying on you. Nope. Heh. Oh, I'm America. You could say I started being a Sopher, but it was boring science crap, so now I'm just kinda here, trying to find my path. But don't tell Charlene. She's pretty scary despite the whole cultish lobotomy thing.
Shh! Not so loud! No, it's nothing like that. It's a personal thing. But I guess talking about it won't hurt, right? Was Midwestern Brotherhood. I was kicked out when they discovered I was a mutant. I believe freak of nature is what the elder yelled at me.
They should have known! I mean, how many Asian girls have bonny red hair? But my mutation is a little different from that. It's not like a ghoul, super mutant, or Charlene's empathic powers. This is a disease old world humans had. Congenital analgesia. I can't feel pain. So yeah, my mom hid it pretty well, until I was like 15 and broke my hand doing scribe stuff. I dropped an engine block on it and didn't even yelp. Nothing freaked people out more than seeing a teenage girl with her left hand flapping in the wind and smiling like nothing happened. It was gross. Everything changed. My dad seemed really sad, heartbroken. The next day, my parents and I walked out to the Dust Bowl to get a fallen satellite. Sorry. They just left me there. I cried for my mom, but she wouldn't even turn around to look at me. They just kept walking. After they were out of view, I tried to follow their footsteps in the dirt, hoping to find them. But the Dust Bowl is huge. A black blizzard was coming. So I hid in an old bus stop until it passed. I never found them again. I headed west and eventually wandered into a supermarket looking for food. I was in bad shape, but had no idea other than being thirsty and hungry. Molly found me while she was ripping apart the coolers for spare parts. It was like a sign. Another Asian girl with red hair. Molly gave me some water and a fancy lad, and walked me back to the Crusader camp nearby. So here I am, I guess. For now. We are all children of God, is what the Domina says. And I know that she loves me. And Molly too. But I am a freak. My own parents left me. I tried being a Sopher like my friends, but I just didn't like it. A total snooze fest. Charlene was pissed. It got bad around here for a few days. All women should be Sophers, Charlene said at the round table meeting. Molly told her she was an old fogey and to stick it square up her ass. Funny, because I think Charlene is like 5 years older than Molly at most. All that aside, deep down, I believe I might get left again, you know? Just one little mess up and, well, yeah.
Tried H-bomb the other day. God, that stuff is awful.
what's up? Definitely burgers. Have you ever been to Parker's restaurant? I'm pretty sure I saw the chef mixing up ground rat meat in with the Brahmin meat. It was the scariest thing I've done in my life. Picture the desolation and decay of the wasteland, but everything is swallowed by huge dunes of fine dirt. Dirt got everywhere. In my eyes, my nose, mouth. When crossing an ocean of dirt, some days there were tsunamis. They're a thing beyond words. The sky would go black as midnight, and you knew to run. Get indoors, inside anywhere. Hurricane force winds followed and brought tidal waves of dust. Dirt and dust swallowed everything, and you too if you didn't get to safety. Sometimes, when I came out, the landscape would be completely changed. By some miracle, I managed to get to the other side weeks later. With how extreme the Dust Bowl is, I don't think I'd ever be able to cross again. Bunker Zeta wasn't a bad place, to be honest. I always had food to eat, clean water to drink, and it was usually pretty calm, if not a bit strict. Elder Davis was hung up on this ancient cyborg brain monster. He was just 5 then, but grew up with the repercussions of the war against it. He became obsessed with weeding out weaknesses. Self-discipline is paramount to survival. He'd bark so often, I swear he had it tattooed on him. Any mistake was followed by ass-chewing and bullshit tasks like cleaning gunk off power armor with a toothbrush. For me, that killed my self-esteem. If you haven't noticed, I'm not Miss Perfect, so I got to learn all kinds of fun stuff. It took 6 hours to scrub every toilet in the bunker. But my mom always found a way to cheer me up, to support me. Which is why, when she just abandoned me, it hurt a million times. You ever get the suspicion that Domina is a little off? She's nice and all, but she's a little too hardcore into this religious thing for me. Sometimes I wonder what fresh Nuka-Cola tastes like. Probably a lot better than fizzy melted bomb drops. Blech.
you're gonna drink something, I'd recommend something bottled. The last thing you need is a stomach bug out here.
Hey, newbie. What can I do for you? This again, eh? Poor kid. Her parents must have been total assholes to do that to her. Come on.
Drink something, I recommend something bottled. Last thing you need is a stomach bug out here.
Tells me you got upset in the hall. Talk about your folks again, huh?
Yeah.
Well... Come on, America. Talk to me, sweetheart.
And garbage, right, Molly? I mean, you wouldn't leave me, right?
Never. I swear on my heart and my favorite wrench. You know how much I love that old thing. But you know what? I love you even more. Understand?
Yes. I mean, I love you, Molly. That's why I'm so scared to be kicked out again.
I love you too. And you're not useless. In fact, I have a job for you. See this old holodisc? I picked it up at that old Air Force base we visited. It has an awesome prototype weapon on it. But I need to print the blueprints to build it. Now, this place doesn't have a printer, so I need someone to find one and print it out for me. So, how about you and the newbie hunt down a printer? I really need it, and everyone will appreciate it.
Cool. I'll do it. Thanks for cheering me up, Molly. So, let's get to finding this printer.
Stay out of trouble, and come back safe, kid. Hey, newbie, what can I do for you?
here's the disc. My friend Clara, a surfer in the camp, talked about this goofy print shop sign she saw called the Black Yak. We could start there. My brain is totally confused. I don't know whether to scream or coo. She's terrifying, yet so cute with her little backpack. What's up? Supposedly, my mom's ancestors came from somewhere in Asia called Korea. I wonder what it's like there, if they're still living in wastes like us. Ever see a rad tornado? I saw one in the Dust Bowl. A swirling one, like a half shriek, half roar, that drowned out all other noise. The sky around it was a weird reddish purple. Tsunamis of dust trailed behind it. It has to be, at the same time, the most beautiful, yet most terrifying thing I've ever seen. Welcome to the tower stairs. As long as you're a crusader, you'll never have to worry about leg day again. That's for sure. Sheesh. You're a wild one, aren't you? Domino would break my neck if I sit on the furniture like that.
Less dead.
Hello again. How may I assist? It's clear that both of them truly care about the Crusaders, but they also have different ideas for our future. Sadly, those ideas are contradictory to each other. Conflict is inevitable, and it will likely only get worse as time goes on. My name is Maria. I'm part of the Silvers. To put it simply, we focus in medical science and research. Charlene can explain it better than I.
That luck held up this long.
Can I help you with something? My tale is pretty boring compared to most others here. I was a veterinarian with one of the caravans that ran through New Canaan. I kept the Brahmin happy and healthy, checked they were properly fed and hydrated, and able to walk with no signs of soreness or hoof issues. But after the destruction of the town, the caravan left me behind. So I picked up with a band of the survivors and came here. I was able to transfer my skills as a vet into human medicine. There are some huge differences, mind you, but I'm still better than most Sofers.
I wonder if it'll snow again today. God, I hate this place.
Good to see you again.
Welcome, young blood. I can help. Huh? I'd love to talk your ear off with my old man stories, but I got work to do before my arthritis kicks in. Damn cold as hell in my old bones. Welcome, young blood. It's all been squared away, unfunked and polished like trophies by the mechanics. Take a look.
What have I told you about defacing equipment? What is that all over your sidearm?
What? I made it look cool. You can do whatever you want to your dopey lightsmith thing, so why can't I pull it by my gun?
Unsanctioned modifications can render a weapon useless in the field. That coolifying can get you hurt or killed. Think American, please.
Nah, the mods are fine. Molly gave it the A-OK. She even complimented my artistic talents.
Guess I'm not winning this one today. Fine. But you now take all responsibility for any malfunctions with that sidearm. Are we clear?
Totally, Grandpa Clemens.
Good to see you again.
I heard there are critters the size of a bus living in the frontier. Sure is cold here. Ooh. Glad we're only staying for a brief while.
Good to see you again. Farewell.
Welcome, young blood. Huh. Young folk always in a hurry. But these old bones could do with less stairs. That's for damn sure. Here's a list of the parts Jesse gave me. Bring me this stuff. I'll pass it to Jesse and light a fire under her ass while I'm at it. Welcome, young blood. It's all been squared away, unthunked and polished like trophies by the mechanics. Take a look.
be passionate as you are with the gun.
Welcome, young blood. You sure do. No wonder they call you the courier. Hold on a tick and I'll get this to Jesse.
Welcome back, dear
mighty tasty.
Okay, here we are. Oh, I'll take my ring back if you don't mind. Sorry, I can't chat. I need to focus on getting Alien well right now.
It's really you!
Oh, my dear Alien, I am so very sorry. You should have just given up on me. He could have killed me. He almost did. He left me for dead.
After all these years, my heart still leaps at the sight of that beautiful face of yours. Like wine, it only got lovelier with age.
Your eyes are still sharp as ever.
I came as soon as I heard Elijah had taken you. I never stopped looking or loving all these years.
Oh, stop it. So my friend tells me you're ill, Alien? What's wrong, Alien?
Unfortunately, I'm no longer on the Brotherhood health plan. And for all these books lying around, not a single one on how to prepare penicillin. Though I'm pretty sure it might be actually growing on half of them, to be honest.
Well, I've become quite the doctor over the years. So, let's get you checked out.
Ready when you are.
I'm going to remain here for a while and nurse Alien back to health. I already have the Domina's blessing for a leave of absence, so it's covered. I know I was a little curt before, and I'm sorry. It's just no pain ever inflicted upon me by Elijah hurt as much as hearing Elliot's name again. Thank you again. However, while I'm here, I'll be unable to treat your wounds, as I need what supplies I've brought with me for Elliot. But in a few days, hopefully he'll be well enough that the four of us here will have... Well, I guess I better get...
Lost lovers reuniting. Elliot searching for all this time. Charlene keeping that engagement ring. Oh, so romantic! You did a good thing here.
It ain't an easy life. Sure beats crawling around a bunker. Some days the oil and metal smell likes to turn my guts even more than a funky T-45D.
Is there something more I can do? Farewell.
No ink, huh? Well, this is a print shop. Maybe there is something here to make ink with. Let's look around. here all day.
Welcome back.
What's up? Honestly, Cosmic Root Beer is the best drink I've tried in a... Right up there with space aliens and how Charlene... Oh no, the can!